You know, it's going to be a point you're going to come to a crossroad in your life. And you're going to have to make a choice. These are not going to be easy choices. Anytime the gods is involved or the divine is involved, higher beings is involved, it's a choice that requires a sacrifice for you to give up something, you know? And when the time comes, you got to know what to do. Your choice is being made now. We go through life and we go through life. We don't make choices. We let life make choices for us. But there's going to be a point where you have to choose. And this is it. Let me give you an example of what I mean. You know, it was a time when I was coming to a peak, you know, as far as who I am in my physical, the body, the clay, its experiences, it's getting love. Physically, I was in great condition, muscular, a lot of relationship, yes. A lot of people wanted me. But it came to a point where a choice had to be made. And it waits till then to do it, where you can now use your desirable side of everybody wanting you or whatever the case may be, or you being masculine or the swag, whatever you want to call it. It could be your own intelligence, your mind, whatever they're attracted to. And live. Opportunities. Things come through. You know you can make things happen. These things that you make happen now is important because one set up the flag for the next one and the other one to the next one. It's a path. So now you have to choose. So boom, right when that all this future looked beautiful and it's aligned and you got all these different contemplation of what you're gonna do, the ancestors drop on you, the gods. You've taken someplace, you've shown some things, and now it's up to you to make a choice. You could continue pursuing those things that I told you prior, or now you could forget about all of those things and try to learn something new, something different, something that required discipline, something required a real change, not, you know, you could get fat, you could get skinny, you could get cock diesel, or you could just tone it down. Not those type of changes. The body is clay. It could be malleated, mattered into whatever you wanted. But guess what? It's the mind. The mind don't have no obstacle to hold it. So it's been wandering in habitual cycles. It just, nothing there to grab it. Nothing to block it to make it stop for a second. So it only repeats algorithms of things you do in habitual cycles. And if it's nothing there to stop it, to make it think, to make it come to us, it won't catch itself. So a lot of us is moving at, like, you know, in rap music, producers have a BPM that tick, 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 and you drop the beat, whoever it's a trap beat. A lot of us is in a tempo that we created and can't slow down. And when we in these tempos, you see some people's at the tick, tick, tick. Some people's at the tick, 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 tick. And others at the tick, 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 tick. You notice? I gave you one tempo, probably 130, that breaks down to the 60, or go up to 140 something, or whatever the case may be. You could realize it's the same tempo, but everybody's tick is at different drops, different segments. And so with that in mind, The mind is the most important thing to change. But guess what? For you to change this mind, you have to grasp things. You have to actually first grasp the mind. And the only way you're going to be able to grasp that is by coming to terms and stepping out of it. Leaving the mind, being the consciousness over the mind, observing the mind's patterns, because the mind has to stay in a pattern. It's an energy that is in a cycle. It don't just like an energy like this. So the mind is like this, and things inputs into bloop, 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 and then these things just is in the mind thing. Look at it that way, so you get a good perspective of what's going on within yourself. So now this change comes, and the sacrifice for you to make now is a big one, because one requires you now to forget about the external, and all external, I mean, not just the body, the external world, and this problems, this daily gossip, this negative talk, these talks about other people, backbiting, about gossip on TV, things that we wasn't actually standing in presence to witness, but we're absorbing it with our mouth open and our pineal wide open like that, taking in all this negative stuff, and it has no influence upon your reality that's sitting in a peaceful place on the couch, eating some chips, absorbing all this negative stuff. Why? So there is a good cause and a good reason now. This is how the ancestors and gods is presenting it to you. When you come into them and you having that to offer. Oh, but look, excuse me, I got all this. My life is set up. But you never spend time with yourself. You don't see how much of an asshole you could be. You don't see how much of a pervert you are. You don't see how out of order you act in reference to other people. Your sense of power, control. You know, the look at me, the poor me. The I always want to be first. All of these is different aspects of yourself that we don't actually know. We don't see exist, because you know why? We hang with other people like us. And so this is where you have different groups of people who don't have different groups of people because of those traits that I'm telling you. So they bring that to your attention and say, look, you want the money or the gold, or in this case, do you want Barnabas or Jesus? The material or the spiritual? The spiritual being the mind. So now, it's up to us to make the choice. But in the written text, it actually, they chose Barnabas. Barnabas just means Bar Abba. Bar means son of, and Abba means the Father. Son of the Father. And if we was going with what they say, the Christ, which is the Son still, but without the Father, I mean, that's just the actual Son, the Spirit, or the soul. And then Bar, meaning the Son, the physical view. So you get one that's physical and one that's spiritual, and the people chose the physical. But it was really both the same person. You know what I'm saying? Son and Son of the Father. So just for you to understand, this world is a tricky world. Everything that we believe in the world of our five senses is not actually the true way and path. And it was designed to purposely put you on a mission to chase your tail. It's like a dog chasing his tail. But this is not a tail you're chasing your ego. And your ego demands pleasure, satisfaction, happiness, hurting people, watching movies that's violent, for it to fester, for it to live. So just to be in this environment under the guise of your ego, you have to be some type of energy stealing and taking, back and forth of energy taking, and usually the most of it through adrenaline, and the dopamine is through the experiences of hurting people, of engaging in love, all these attributes of what we call, making our organs excrete certain chemicals. So with that in mind now, like I said, when the gods and the ancestors come, they bring this to your attention in that type of detail that you understand it now when this change comes. So a lot of people, I don't know too many people that do it, but let me get to the end of this story before I continue because I could talk forever. But now, when it was time for you to make the change between that way and this way, the way that is the this way is actually now you're gonna you're gonna get skinny, you're gonna lose everything. You're just not gonna have any attachments for anything. And people are gonna look at you like you're crazy and think you're crazy. They're not gonna understand how you don't want to really hear it or deal with it. So when this happens now, you look at the old you and the new you, or the progressing you, the one of you evolving through what's called disillusion. And you have to make a choice. You see, when you have to make a choice like what I'm saying, the foundation, the very foundation of these you is destroyed. And that's what we come to. The destroyer, the dragon, Shiva, Ruda, Horus, Hekaru. These are all forms or what we consider gods, but has a force to it that is called dissolution, to destroy. The earth have a period of dissolution as it has a period of evolution, creation, whichever word you want to use. Let me give you a good example in history. We live inside somebody. And it seems to me, from personal experience, it's a face only. The body, no, I don't see the body. We are the body. Now, this giant face that we live in, right? It breathes in and out. They say 40 billion years is one breath out and 40 billion years is one breath in. And these is called cycles and yugas. You understand? And we have dissolution where everything got to be destroyed every 40 billion years. And so that's just a natural cycle of things. That's the synopsis, and they have many interpretation of it. God does it, everybody do it. Every religion is in there somewhere is dissolution, where the earth is going to be destroyed. Okay. You yourself now have to go through the same dissolution if you plan to renew yourself. We're not talking a fake clay just molded from a square into a circle externally, and you could use that's for somebody to perceive. That's not what it is inside. You need internal change. This causes one has to die. One has to go through the process of having Shiva come and destroy you, the destroyer. But what are you bringing about? It's change, permanent change, and leaving what was yesterday behind you. For in your mind, when you're looking at the circle as it spins and cycles, this algorithms, only thing you're doing is plucking pins out of it. Once you do that, it changes now. It don't go this way no more. You pull one out, bling, it goes this way now, and it slows down. Bling, it slows down. You want to just get it to go one direction only, where you want it to go, not all over the place. So that's why dissolution is in all ancient doctrines. It doesn't mean that the earth is going to get destroyed. It doesn't mean God is coming and Jesus is coming and the world is going to blow up. Dissolution is what it says. Anything that is going to go through change has to go through dissolution. It's a mathematical equation. And so you see, when the difference between seasons is changing, the trees show you that. The leaves start changing color. They're facing dissolution. Then they die. Guess what? They have a period of rest. then they come back again anew, stronger, more potent. That's dissolution. Without dissolution, that tree's fruit would have always been sour, nasty, and never would have evolved. Whatever has to evolve has to kill itself. I want you to do me a favor. Kill yourself. That's right. Everybody half you dead. But you're doing it to go fix yourself. So, that's the choice a person has to make at one point in their life. You know, it's called the personal unfoldment of your soul. This usually takes place in people in their late 40s. But it don't have to be like that. No, it don't. You know why? Because it's a process of you climbing up in your chakras. You don't have to wait through experience of your ego being hurt and you have to humble in yourself to go in within insight, inspiration, intuition, to locate these things that you could actually take your time and nurture and maybe do it 20 years than its predicted natural growth date if it's evolution like a seed. You don't have to do it that way. It's a new generation. If we plan to change it, you don't change it as it's in this late growth period. You know that an old dog can't learn new tricks. You have to catch it in its root. And if you're the root, the new generation, if you understand this, it's going to be hard at first. But the trick to this that we didn't understand is it didn't finish yet. No, I told you about dissolution right now. We're talking about destroying what you was taught, what you was in a process of you can't fix no more. It's just you. You have to let it go. So let it be its own entity. Let it be its own self, not you no more. So what happens after that? You grow. You evolve now. That don't evolve. That's you left that to let itself evolve, self-evolve that. But you now get the opportunity to evolve how you see fit. What would be seeing fit be? Let's put it into layman terms, right? Doing everything right and actually evolving correct is the act of doing nothing. Could you sit still? Could you sit still for 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Not watching no movie, none of that. Just turn off everything and just sit still for a few. How long could you do that? That's perfection. Anything else is imperfect. That's control of your mind. Let me tell you. I remember I had a friend, right? You know, I'm always getting in trouble. I'm not no good dude. Can't lie. I had to learn. That's why I tell you, evil teach you good. I used to be on lockdown, and I watched this guy come, and he's sitting out in the day room every day. He'll get up at 5 o'clock and sit in the day room. I get him peek. I look out the side of my eye, and I see him there. Kind of worried looking, but you could tell he was a lawyer, businessman, some, black brother. And so by day 3 of him doing it, and I would get and look and peek, I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on, I gotta check this. I gotta do something, help this man. So I come up to him and I said, what's up, brother? And I said, I want to tell you something. And he was like, what? Why do you get up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning? And he's like, yo, I'm used to this. I used to work and I'm not lazy. I just can't be laying around doing nothing. I just can't do that. And I'm like, all right, let me ask you something. I said, if you was in Alaska, right, you have on a coat, gloves, probably ski boots and all that stuff, right? Yeah. I said, good. But she was in Florida and it's hot and you're on the beach. You're gonna be in some beach shorts, right? He said, yeah. I said, so you know to tell the difference between the two, right? Yeah. One is hot, one is cold. Yeah. Okay, so why you can't realize that you're not going to work no more and you have nothing to do tomorrow? And you're gonna do this again tomorrow. When is your mind gonna catch that and just relax? Take it out of gear and allow yourself now to learn, relearn. That just made him pause and think. The next day I didn't see him no more. Yo, soon he come in here holler at me and was like my best friend. Started talking to me. You know? It's deep. It's very deep, man. He's a brother Mason, man. And you know what? They turned their back on him once he went to prison. They didn't want to have nothing to do with him no more. You know, they tell you how, like, say, if you get into the court system or something happen, you just have to either give them the sign and flash the ring, some funny shit. That's a lie. That only worked for their own. The black lodges, Prince Hall and all that, get no respect, man. Ain't nobody. That's real talk. You, your own free man, a Freemason. Don't listen to nobody, man. What it is, it's a person that's spiritual that know how to use the forces. Compass and the square, that's what we build with. Not in the actual way that you see a carpenter do it. It's with your imagination. By now, you know, I say imagination for beginners because for us it's tools that we receive, like mathematical equations, like numbers, like symbols. When you get to the highest stages of the mental, your mental body, it's just symbols, numbers, letters, all these things. So the compass and the square, just like the circle, all those symbols you see in alchemy is very important for you to mentally grasp them and have them in your head mentally. They unlock things inside of you. I'm putting you on. This type of stuff is only going to be revealed by somebody who's there that is actually experiencing it because, you know, I wrestle with myself to do these. Should I say this? Should I say that? Yes. I get attacked by mad spirits, mad forces. Lions, panthers, wolves. I don't know if they friend or foe, man. But I tell you this. Everything I'm telling you is real. It's nothing I would tell you that is a joke, that is to kid you. And regardless of the journey, whatever I tell you, is to make you a better man, a better woman. And that's the way I tell you where we finished off with disillusion. That's what really comes. What comes is the phoenix. You're in the cocoon. When you're talking dissolution, you're talking in the cocoon. You're about to be renewed. Because now the trick is they're going to show you something. But what are you going to do with it? You're going to put yourself only under pressure yourself. It's up to you to actually make the change. They're going to show you. Yeah, they'll show you and you'll see it. Yeah, and they'll interact with it. But what are you going to do about it? You still going to continue the same shit you've been doing? Engaging in this negative? Let me explain to you what it is, right? This attitudes and characteristics is not real like how we see it. It's an attitude, it's a word. It's character, it's a word. No, these are entities, and they rule you. Sometimes you be serious and you see a person want to make you laugh. You're too serious, they want to make you laugh. So a spirit could come up on you. That's the spirit that they like and they want to interact with. If you're not conscious of all this, you get caught up in the game. Like I said, your algorithm be crazy. You have to have the wisdom of Solomon. That's why Yoda said, may the force be with you when you're getting into this deeper discipline. But you need this discipline, especially for us. We need this. We don't understand ourselves. Oh, it tells us we're too emotional, we're too... Yeah, we have not conquered those entities. I'm teaching you how. I'm explaining it to you. I'm breaking it down. I'm making it make simple sense. You know, I'm at my destination. But after this, which is the evolution, Well, man, it's kind of busy. I got a minute. Let me walk out here and come back. All right. After you in the cocoon, which is the basic fiery phoenix symbol, you're going through the transformation. Google that. Transformation is real. And you see, when you go get taken like Enoch to go see the luminaries, when you come back, it's what the fuck? Did you write the book or did it just, if Enoch ain't dropped the book, we wouldn't have known shit. Ain't wouldn't be nobody. Put it that straight simple, straight like that. So it's what you do with it. Now, this is force that we're talking about. This other side, this you, going digging in. It's like you tapping into yourself, the true you. All these rhythms is you. Spinning in a mad different direction. You grabbing yourself, you over there, you this. You pretending over here at work, that's a rhythm. And you look at that person, they don't look like you in the spiritual, they just doing, you understand what I'm saying? So now you see, you have to grasp these sides. You might grasp one, and it's your work attitude and shit, and it seems more aggressive. You have to deal with it. You created it. So, when you're going into these worlds, you're dealing with a bunch of different type of entities. Thought is entity. Don't get it twisted. We live in a thought that has been calcified. Put it like that. Imagine a thought as a subtle ass energy like predator that you could barely see him. It's like air. Now take 1 billion of them and overlay them. You got something physical. That's all it is. Straight like that. That's as simple as I can make it how you hear. It's all thought. Your parents did this. Your parents thought you up. Magic. This is a mystical world that you do that with the moon and the sun and the sperm. It's magic. And thoughts. Whoever gets you pregnant had to think of you first. I mean, that doesn't sound all the way right. Whoever created you, whoever your parents was, they had to think of you. You understand what I'm saying? It starts off as thought. If you don't cultivate your thought, you don't plan your thoughts, then your thoughts will take over and it will actually be these aggressive forces. When you go back now to deal with them, that's what you're dealing with. Aggressive forces, what's called egos, splits in personalities. It's all inside of you. But they act out unconsciously because the body is, like I said, a clay that, we'll get to at the end. The body is the last result. It's the gift. That's the prize. But before you receive the prize, the mind got to be right. It's nothing to deny yourself and look fucked up for a quick minute, dirty, whatever it is, out of shape, whatever it is, for a purpose. If you have no purpose and you're trying to follow fad or just doing it to do it, what is your point? So the best thing, let it hit you. It'll come naturally. But if you're conscious, you can slowly induce it. You can teach it in life. Pass it on. You understand what I'm saying? It's what you indulge in. You building a monster. Eventually it grows. Every day is not the same day. Every day it intensifies. Every day your life intensifies double what it was yesterday. Remember that. So if you did nothing, there's nothing to intensify. If you did do something, trust me, it's going to come back in some funny way. You said something, your hairline is pushed back. You can think about that overnight, and it starts a whole nother frequency of things going on. I'm not saying, we got to be all soft or this and that. Nah, we the hardest things in the world. That's why you don't come out to engage in nonsense. You understand? It's like, why you come out here to get me for this? You feel me? So that's what we're doing. Cutting the bullshit. So once you conquer this now, you probably lost everything on the other side that you had aligned. And it was fake. It was done out of too much work. And you didn't need none of that energy to do that. You used up all your energy doing nothing. Because when you don't pay attention to it for a quick minute, it all disappears. Because it was never really yours. You're using energy to keep something there. If it was yours, it would revolve around you naturally, like the sun. The planets revolve around. You don't even try to pull on the planets. They know their positions. Everybody play a position. We all in synchronicity. So if you play your position and build up your own power, everybody else will do the same, and we'll all align like gravitational field in the right way, natural way. So breaking those algorithms, those circles, is the start for you to come to terms with a lot of your own insecurities. They'll manifest and you will catch them. Can you see them though? That's the saying. You know, they have the saying, how is it? The dumb, deaf, and the blind. You see, but you can't see. Hear, but can't hear. You don't speak, can't speak. This means the organ ain't connected to the brain. You seeing, but this ain't connected. It means this. You talking words coming out, but this ain't connected. This you hearing, but this ain't connected. The organs that make the reception to the mind ain't working. You hearing it. That's mechanical. You know, like a bell. You shake it, ding, vibration on your eardrum, ding. It makes echo in your head, ding. Nah, you don't want that. Make the organs connect. You can hear the bell ring before it rings. You know, it's crazy. We don't understand who we are. How is that possible? How could you hear the bell ring before it rings? You know, you out here, you want to put out videos. What the fuck are you leading people into believing, brother? See, if you're going to say that, you might as well then have to apply the simple fact that you have to know you're a mind, body, and soul. It's three separate entities working in you, and you're confused because you don't know none of them. So I said the body is the prize. That's the end result after you can fix the mind. But you have to face the soul and all that world first. Yourself, your past, the things that made you do. Some of the stuff you're going through is repeated karma from a past lifetime, and you're habitually doing it and don't realize it. Especially abusive relationships. Some of us just like the alpha male or being in fucked up relationship, period. Niggas that treat them bad, bitches that treat them bad. Excuse my language. Women's. Let me correct myself, because sometimes I free myself, take myself off the leash and I just go, you know? So, no disrespect to anybody. I'm trying to get myself ready for prime time, but, you know, it's a slow process. But anyways, like I was saying, these are the things that we have to catch within ourselves. Once you're able to grasp all of these and fix yourself, you just don't want to deal with certain people. You can't go around changing nobody, but you can fix yourself and then not deal with other things. When you do that part, you start internally building your insight, your intuition, all of these things, your inspiration. This now is worlds. Mind is world, and you're in the mind. So when you're building it in your mind, you're creating it all around you. So when you do pass this that I'm saying all around you is your Merkaba. This Merkaba is a whole nother science, you know, and you want to learn it, just you could Google it, Hekala Merkaba, Jewish mysticism. You know, they're the master of the Merkaba. They pulled it out so we don't know how to use our Merkaba to affect the weather, nature, and matter. You see, we don't have no real effect. What we watch on TV is mostly fake with all that stuff. And the people who know it is not going to teach it. You know, it's really called PK power. You know, we all have the abilities to affect everything from telekinesis, psychokinesis, and it's through that science, through these disciplines of the mind that you learn. Because now when you take out all those algorithms and circles, you have more power. The bigger you get, it's like you become this ball of energy and light, enlightenment. You understand? So these is the process to it. But it's the discipline first. At the end, the body wins. That's your prize. You come back to revisit everything that you did. And now you can fix back up your body. By then, if you was just going through it personally and still maintaining your work, you put away a lot of money. Because in disciplining yourself in those senses that I tell you, the mind would have learned a lot, like not to eat certain foods, to check for ingredients, to watch people's demeanor and their motive more than what their words are saying. So you would have saved yourself not just a lot of time and energy, but a lot of money. You would have learned to not eat 3 meals a day, only eat when you're hungry, when your body is talking. Your body starts to establish its own self now, what it wants in its own cycles of what it needs. It's up to you to provide it. When you actually feel this energy, you know, you get it from sun staring mostly first. Once you charge up to a certain, you get an implosion of where your kundalini actually starts what's called popping, where you start going through these changes. It's mental mostly, you understand? And the most they say about it in any kundalini book, once the first pop starts off, it's like you're being pulled into a dark world and you're facing all type of scary beings. And this is the whole thing that I told you about or explained, in this whole conversation. So, but that will be the visual effect of what you will face. But I'm not here to make you have a glamorize the visual of it, even though a lot of people, especially the ones that go into those are chosen ones. So I want y'all to know, whoever is going through it, you're chosen. That's not, afforded to everybody. And I put it, or if I didn't, it will come up in that one of them Celestine prophecies with one of the guys trying to see the energy of the tree. They starting to learn how to see energy. And she tell him to try it, and he tried, he can't do it. And he's like, how come I can't do it? And she explains to him, you're not one of the chosen one. You wasn't chosen. Some people are just naturally chosen, and some people have to develop it. That's the only difference. And the difference between the two is some people's organs is connected, and some people's organs isn't connected. It's blocked, the nadis, or those knots that's in the chakras that we see. It's just how it is. You understand? So don't feel discouraged. I don't feel you're not on that same journey, because everybody's on the same path. The reason why that's important is because if you don't, when you die, you're stuck in your body till decay occurred enough for you to leave your body. You understand what I'm saying? That is the nastiest, scariest thing in the world. So it would be like seeing all those entities turn on you and eat your whole body alive, and you're running up in your body trying to get to the medulla, whatever, the skull. This is where you actually believe, and you finally come out the breath. The last place is out the breath. But when you come out the breath, you're not coming out into the air. You're coming out into your Merkaba. It's a circle. You stay in there. It's a cell, an invisible cell. It's not invisible, but we just can't see into that fourth dimension. No, I wouldn't even say it's a fourth dimension. That has to be in like some seventh, eighth dimension, because, I do fourth dimensional view will give you the entities. Fifth dimensional view will start you into the overlay, and I say sixth or seventh, you're seeing the orbs and those different shapes that I tell you about. I guess that's why Plato made up the Platonic solid. Each one is on a different dimension, and it's like a key to each one. So I would say, it's past the fifth dimension. It's up there for you to get up there. So that's where you leave at in that Merkaba. And I do believe that covers all dimensions in itself. So it's like you just disappear, but you're not disappearing. You're turning back into a cell, a subatomic cell. But in that world, in there is a universe. I wouldn't even just say it's a big world, because they already got it twisted. No, it's a universe in that cell. We live in one cell. That's where we're at right now, in one cell. And you see what's in this one cell? Same thing. It expands. It's unlimited expand. It's like a black hole. Same thing. That's what a cell is. It's just an inverted black hole. So I just want you to understand that the two of them have to work together. That's how you get light. For light to exist, it has to have a black background. So anyways, I just wanted you to understand, and I hope this is making sense. And the body is the actual prize now of everything. Once you finish and you come back, to be honest, let me break it on before you come back. That's when when they finish showing you, when they let you go, when they gave you everything, when you lost your anxiety, you lost your fear, you're able to re-mingle again with the new you, because you got rid of some spirits and some parts of you. So it might just make you kind of nervous and different. when you start integrating back again, you have to remember all of this that you taught yourself, that you renewed yourself, and don't start these same habits again. And so once you start mastering that, that's when you get the prize of the body. But it don't come automatically as soon as you go back, because I might took you in and taught you something and you go outside and start doing the same shit you've been doing. You just like the information or just like to think you're doing it. So the actual prize is following it. Once you follow it and it becomes you, those cycles change, those algorithms in you change now permanently. And guess what? Ancestors, the gods is clapping now for you and they're patting you on your back. They've done their job and you're ready now. You're ready. You know why? The reason why I say the word just ready is because you saw something, you viewed something, you experienced something that they didn't experience. And with having that experience, it gives you leverage over everybody else, advantage to see things that nobody else could see, understand things that nobody else could understand. That's your leverage. But what are you going to do with it again? We get back to that. What are you going to do with it? There you go. That's where ancestors come in. Law of attraction. Wherever your desire is at now is where you're going to be. But you're going to be doing it with optimal efficiency. And everybody is going to gravitate to you like the sun with all the planets because of the positive energy, the abilities of the psychicness to read people and understand them, to help them, to make change, to make them also activate and start their own process. With this, everybody evolves slowly at their own pace. And that's the real benefit of everything. That's how it works. And all of this is reflected, you could say that's the Bible in simple layman terms. That's all Tibetan, Sanskrit, Tantrika, yoga books in its layman terms. You do that, that's enlightenment. That's the free man, the Freemason. It's not no order. It's nobody ever was. It's a declaration. If you don't declare it, you belong to the government. You're a citizen under citizenship. That means they have jurisdiction over your body. But once you know this knowledge, once you purify yourself and it has no effect on you, you know what you're doing and you'll be able to defend yourself. And with that, you get the prize back of your body. You don't have, you're a sovereign human being. A maroon. I hope this makes some understanding to you, the process you have to go. But you have to do that spiritually to make it physically. You understand what I'm saying? It's a deep understanding. It's a deep metaphysical change. The process is actually written out. It's alchemy. That's where I'm still at in alchemy. You know, it's like it keep getting diverted because company come. Alchemy is simple. The process is to be alone. Forget about the symbols, reading of the book about gold and lead and mercury. That's nonsense. That's to trick off everybody. That became chemistry. We ain't talking about that. We talking the real alchemy. The reason why they wrote alchemy, because it was too simple. And it has to be more codified so that everybody can't just go around being these things, because it turns you into a creature, a beast. You see all the shows on TV from Godzilla, you're Godzilla. That's the other side. There's something in you, that black dot, that can't be destroyed. That's real. And it turns you into a beast if you don't know how to control it. If you're in your ego, the ego is the darkness that was there first, that was dueling with us and still dueling with us. It's the shadow that follow us. It's the motherfucking other side of us. You know, like a battery, you have positive and negative end. Trust me, that's why you don't have some old super virtual reality. One arm is 2 arms. It could be 20 arms if you want. No, you got, your body's built so mechanical and silly. You got 2 arms. You got 2 eyes. You could tell it's a positive and a negative. And if you break it down into a simple layman terms, it's really one. It's half. So how the fuck you work with half? If you're only a right side and you're only a left side, it's not like you're a right whole person and a left whole person. If you're only half of this and a half of that, where's the other half of both of those? Answer that. That's why Egyptian art only show you one eye, one half a body, and the body's twisted. We're in a position where you only see like either left direction or right direction. They're trying to tell you something. You're not whole, and the two halves is two halves of the two beings. The true you that you have to go meet. Yes, brother. So that's what it's all about. You have to understand the science of why we're here. What's the deception? Who put it? And why you have to look beyond it. And if we let these TVs and all this stuff lead us, we're just going to be into being the lamb, the one that's being used. And, just like how it says in Corinthians, that's why he give y'all milk, because y'all can't take the truth or phantom it. It's deeper than what we think. This requires magic, voodooism, Orishaism, all that's real. You understand? That's the church, the whole Inquisition is fighting, the killing off of all the blacks, killing off of all the Africans, the Indians, the Brazilians, the Mexicans, because of that. Straight, and I'm telling you, this would be a crazy world of everything being mixed up and everybody just doing whatever they want. But, yes, Don, but that's how it's supposed to be. Why is that? Y'all seen the movie The Avengers? You see that dude at the end? I don't know names really, but I watched that one. He freed everybody, man, to evolve. By that happening, you have evolution and dissolution, evolution and dissolution. Evolving take place. The quicker we evolve, the quicker we become one. Synchronicity is the only cause. You have only one road to your position. It's like a pegboard with holes in it, and you're the shape. You only fit in one spot. So until you get to that spot, you're floating around. That's what's called the logos. You have a logos. You're born in a logo. Everything is in there. What you're doing right now is in your logos. Pre-written. You can't divert from it. Only thing you could do is go to it. But you can't procrastinate and idle and waste your time and fall in pleasure in this. Your logos was designed for you, your consciousness. Not for your body, not for your pleasures, not for your kids, not for your desire to live, not for your will, not for your survival. It's designed to put you through a soul journey of what you need to learn. So that's everybody's destiny, is to make it to their logos. Once you make it to your logos, you kick back. It's nothing to do. You're done. There's a lot of people out here, Tibetan monks, all of them that is in the world but not a part of the world. That's your job, to be in the world but not a part of the world. You're your own individual self, and you have to individualize yourself. If you don't individualize yourself, you can't go back to where you came from. You're going to keep recycling here. Think about it. All this that I'm telling you, if you didn't know none of this, and you live especially in the United States, do you have time to do any of this? No. So guess what happened when you pass away? You recycle right back. You recycle right back. You recycle right back. That should be a rap song right there. That's the hook. That's what happens. You recycle. You reincarnate. And you reincarnate here now. This is not going to change. This is a lesson place for us young souls or young shadow demons that's moving up to being higher souls. The vibration is here. It's up to you to catch it. You're sleeping. Everybody was sleeping. It's up to you to awaken. It's here. Do you want to awaken, or do you want to just stay in your pleasures? You'll see it as you do this. Your inspiration and your intuition is going to talk to you and tell you what you're doing wrong. Are you going to listen to it, or you just eventually start listening to it once, then twice, then say to it, fuck it, I can't do this. It's too much. It's a forever journey, man. Discipline. Once you do that, you become the wizard, the witch, the magician, the warlock, the god, the angel, the higher being. Yeah, the forces, you gathered them up and made them your force. You control it through your will. Alright, this been long enough, and I hope I make a lot of sense. That's the chat of the day. University of Conscious Science, one love. If y'all got any questions, just hit me up, put it in the comments. And also you could email me at universityofconsciousscience@gmail.com for anybody who have any private questions or whatever, whoever want private sessions, You know, it's costly. You know, we work out deals, but I do private Kundalini activation, Reiki massage, you name it. Anything to do with psychic world, I do it. Man, it's terrible, but somebody got to be here. All right, let me see. So a few questions. I'm gonna answer them in the next post. One love.